So listen, if you're thinking of selling your gold and silver, let's talk about all the places that actually you can sell it at and why that actually matters. So you can go to jewelry stores. Some jewelry stores buy gold back, believe it or not. They'll sell you new gold, and then they also sell you used gold. And generally those stores will actually buy your old jewelry back. Pawn shops. So pawn shops, we've all heard of pawn shops. Pawn shops, generally, you're not going to get the best rate at a pawn shop. There's better pawn shops than others, of course, like anything. So pawn shops, you got to be aware. Bullion dealers. So generally, bullion dealers will pay more. So bullion dealers are basically in the larger cities, and they actually sell bullion to investment people as investment, and they deal in small and large quantities of gold and silver. So another one be gold and silver exchanges. So these are generally places like sort of like what you would call money exchanges kind of thing at the airport and stuff. These generally don't pay that well. They sometimes do or don't post the rates, but generally what they do is a little bit of smoke and mirrors. It's just a quick in and out. You're going to get lower rates from them. Independent buyers, well, they vary all over. So independent buyers, the good thing with independent buyers, you can get to know them. They're good people. They're fair, they're honest, they'll kind of tell you the whole thing. They're generally what they call stackers, and stackers, so like you've heard the term gold and silver stackers or preppers. Everybody that kind of believes in gold fundamentally as a principle of life, which I do as well. Gold is a fundamental, it's survival. So, independent buyers are all over the place. They're really good, depending on who you get. Some of them are shady, though. Antique stores. Generally, antique stores, they've been doing it for a long time. They love antiques. Me personally, I'm not an antique guy, but antiques is definitely... antique stores are definitely, they understand gold, they understand silver, they understand the value, and especially the history, because it's all history. Flea markets, they're a great one. Generally, flea markets, they're paying fairly because there's a lot of people coming through. If they were kind of ripping people off with their rates, you would people would kind of get to know. Flea markets are interesting places. A lot of people know gold and silver. Hotel pop-ups, avoid them like the plague. I don't care what you'd say. You're walking into a trap. Just don't do it. Doesn't matter how good it looks, how much they promise you, what they say. Just don't even bother. I mean, these are people that are popping through your area. They don't live there. They're just really there to kind of suck the gold out of the area. Paying the lowest rates, they don't care. You get lowballed. We do some really great undercover videos. You got to see those. But listen, don't bother going to hotel pop-ups. Stay away. Gold parties. I'm not a fan myself. Gold parties, they can be awkward. The biggest thing with I find with gold parties, there's an awkwardness. Is the host getting paid? Am I getting a fair deal? Why bring all your jewelry to someone's house at night? You're drinking some alcohol. Not a good thing to mix with valuations. This isn't about celebrating. It's about cashing in. So, don't mix a party with your gold. Listen, get the best value for your gold because you're educated, because you're smart. Don't go to a gold party. They're kind of dumb. Don't host when you're kind of hosing your friends into something. Who's really benefiting at a gold party? The buyer. Plain and simple. The next morning, they just simply courier all your gold out to the refinery, and they're paid at full spot price. So whatever they pay you at the party is, pretty low. Charity events. I like them, but here's the problem. Who's benefiting at a charity event? Yes, you want to sell your gold. You really do want to give the best value. But here's the thing. The charity is looking for the most amount of money for a real charity. You're the owner of the gold. You're actually looking for the most amount of value for your gold because it's your gold. What happens is that because there's a lot of goodwill, and it's kind of like, it's called piggybacking. You're piggybacking, the gold bar is piggybacking off the charity's goodwill that they've built, and that the fact that they're a charity, and they're cashing in. Because basically what's happening is people think that because it's convenient to sell the gold there, they're getting a good value. They're not. The problem is that all the extra costs involved is really got to go somewhere. So at the end of the day, you really have to say no to those. You want to sell your gold and then give the money to the charity. Don't do it under pressure. Don't do it there. Don't do it when everybody's kind of in the mood. Just really take your time and then give to the charity. Here's the thing, all the gold actually ends up in the same melting pot at a few refineries in Canada. They will pay all the collectors, the gold buyers, full spot value, full spot price. So don't be fooled. Whatever they're giving you is a percentage below what they're getting. So that percentage should never be more than, let's say, 20 to 25%, seriously. Anything more, it's just a ripoff. Like, anyways, we'll talk about the predatory pricing. It's a very real thing. It's a different video. So right now, gold is at an all-time high. It's about $4,500 a Canadian ounce. So that's for 1 troy ounce of gold. So when you divide that $4,500 Canadian by 31.1, which is how many grams are in a troy ounce, you'll actually get the true value per gram. So it's right now, if you divide that out, it's $144 per 1 gram of 24 karat gold. That's right. That's what the buyer will get for your gold. So if they're offering you 30% of that, they're keeping 30% and sending it in. So really, and I'll give you the calculation. So if you've got, any kind of carat, you just divide it by that carat and you'll get your actual purity price right down to the spot. So lastly, every one of these places that I just talked about pays differently and offers different levels of knowledge and actually offers different levels of experience. So listen, whether you're a value conscious shopper or you just want it gone, you've got to be careful. Because here's the reality, if you don't care, someone else will, and they'll gladly take your value for themselves. Being indifferent when selling your gold and silver almost guarantees that you're going to get taken advantage of. That's why you should never, and I mean never, walk in blind. So you should know the value from your very own home, because the first offer is rarely the best, and sometimes it's just flat out predatory. But unfortunately, this industry is not regulated. So we've created a breakdown of every type of buyer, who pays the most, who knows what they're talking about, and who's just out to make a fast buck because of your lack of knowledge. So we even rank them with our exclusive Are You Getting Played score, because this is our way of helping you steer clear of the worst offenders and head straight to the most reputable buyers in the business. And who's on the top? Coin dealers, because they know the market, they understand the numismatic value, and they're usually the most fair, transparent, and consistent. So the bottom line, know what it's worth and then choose who gets to make you an offer. Get paid, not played.